This is Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. So the ranking House Republican Intelligence Committee member, Mike Turner from Ohio, went where Republicans go to spread lies. Of course, he went on Fox on Sunday and spread a number of lies and disinformation and, frankly, just gave embarrassing justifications regarding Trump having top secret, sensitive, compartmented information, national defense information at Mar-a-Lago unlawfully. First, let's play this clip of this representative where he talks about that he thought it was just a bookkeeping exercise.
So this sounds more like a bookkeeping issue than it is of a national security threat, which means it doesn't rise to the level of justifying raiding the former president's home.
Yeah, and if it doesn't get bad enough there, trying to minimize the threats to our national security, mind you, this individual, this member of Congress, this Republican from Ohio, Mike Turner, he's the ranking House Intelligence Committee member, the top Republican House committee member, saying, oh, this is just bookkeeping issues. Who cares? Now watch what he says here. He basically tries to compare Biden capturing and killing al-Zawahiri, Ayman al-Zawahiri, al-Qaeda's number one, and saying that Biden discussing how America killed al-Qaeda's number one leader is analogous to Donald Trump having top secret national security information, sensitive compartmented information at Mar-a-Lago when Trump is not the president.
Meanwhile, when you take a look at what the FBI said about the capture of Zawahiri, let's talk about that for a moment, because we saw that they went out on TV and said that they were tracking the family. They declassified those documents. So how does that jive with this situation?
Well, that's really interesting, Maria, because if you look at what Director Haynes has said, the director of DNI, that she's going to review these documents and tell us what the risk would be if these documents were released. You can certainly identify any threat to national security with any information that's released. With Zawahiri here, the President Biden's administration released information about how he was found, how he was tracked, and how he was killed, all of which makes it more difficult for us to do those things in the future. And the payoff for them was really just bragging, as they were claiming credit for what had occurred. That certainly diminishes overall national security. So in all, we're going to be very, as we look at these statements that we're going to get from the director, as we look at these documents, and I've called for all the documents to be given to the Intelligence Committee so we can review them themselves.
And finally, this is just a real embarrassing point where Congress member Mike Turner, Republican, this is what he says about the classification of the documents. Remember, whether or not these documents were classified or unclassified or declassified by Trump, it doesn't matter for what the crimes are. The Espionage Act, obstruction, and the mutilation statute, neither of those statutes require classification. It's just literally taking, stealing, destroying, mutilating information, documents that belong to the government and not to you is what those charges are. So classification doesn't matter, but just watch what he says.
Well, were these documents declassified?
Well, President Trump says they are. Certainly Kash Patel has said they are.
Yeah, and this is why Republicans are incredibly frightening, are incredibly threatening to our national security. The fact that this is the position that they're basically taking just shows you that they don't care at all about our national security. They don't take these issues seriously. They are willing to sacrifice your life, my life, our nation's security for a wannabe fascist dictator in Donald Trump who commits crime after crime after crime. These are absolutely pathetic, disgusting conduct, disgusting people at this point who want to harm our nation, and we need to call it out each and every time we see conduct like that. This is Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Please hit the subscribe button and support independent media.
Hey Midas Mighty, Emma Silverman here reminding you to make this November Rovember. Check out the new MeidasTouch Rovember t-shirt collection at store.meidastouch.com. That's store.meidastouch.com. Hurry up and get your Rovember t-shirt before they sell out. Let's go.